Hey guys, Emeka here, how's it going? In this video, I want to tell you what my biggest mistakes have been so far in my Kindle publishing business. As you all know, I've been publishing for a while now, and I've been able to make a few $1,000s a month through Kindle publishing, and that doesn't go without, of course, paying the learning tax. We all pay it. Some pay more than others. There are definitely ways to kind of speed it up and lessen the amount that you have to pay, so to speak. And I want to do that with this video. I want to tell you some of the biggest mistakes I've made since I started, and hopefully I can lower that learning tax for you and just speed up the learning process so you can, start becoming successful, or, have more success than you're already getting with Kindle publishing. So let's dive into it. Thinking back, the first mistake is one I think really, I don't think there's a way to avoid this, and it's just not doing proper niche and keyword research. We all know the criteria, so to speak, on what defines a good niche, or more importantly, a good keyword. But I didn't really understand that until it was really my fourth or fifth book in, and I really started developing a proper understanding of what it meant to pick a niche, a keyword, and some of the other factors that go into play with making sure you're finding one that has high traffic. It's not too competitive. Your books aren't going to get buried in the thousands of other books there. So it took me a few books to figure this out, and a few months to figure it out. But once I did, it completely changed how I looked at the publishing process. Second tip I would say is not reviewing the work carefully enough from my freelancers or ghostwriters. I remember this one book, and actually it was two books that I got, and they just weren't the best quality books, and I had to do a lot of work revising them, and I even paid somebody to add to this one book, and it's just a pain in the butt because I really don't like putting out low quality books, and I should have had that original freelancer, I should have had them do more work and just made it better, but I just reviewed the work quickly and then just paid them and canceled the contract. So really it was on my onus to fix it up. Once I said, hey, congratulations, we're done. So I review the work a lot more meticulously now than I did before, just because I don't want to go through that same it just takes time, and it can cost some extra money to get a book redone or revamped, or whatever the case is. So I review my work way more closely now before I pay out my freelancer. All right, the third thing was not getting into CreateSpace right away. I waited months until I finally started publishing a book in CreateSpace, and that was a big mistake. I really should have just done it right from the get-go, because I left some money on the table. And especially with my one book that I had that came out, my fourth book, I waited a month before I ended up publishing that on CreateSpace. Not for any particular reason, I just procrastinated and didn't do it. That book would have made anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 that month that I missed out on it. It's been extremely profitable on CreateSpace, and it always goes back to that first little month that I should have had on there, because I would have had so much more success and money at that time period than I did beforehand, or I did without it rather. So yeah, jumping onto CreateSpace and just maximizing the platforms that you can. This kind of ties into the, I guess, fourth tip as well, is underpricing my books on CreateSpace. This one particular book, for example, I priced it at $12.99. It's about a 66 page book or so, I think, and priced at $12.99, and it was just it was selling like hotcakes. I'm talking like it was selling 25 to 30 copies a day on CreateSpace alone, and I just kept edging up the price. But in my mind, I was thinking, well, that's just it's too high of a price. Bottom line is that book now sells for $22, and it still sells. Obviously, it's not selling 20 to 30 copies a day anymore, but it still sells a number of copies every day, and you know, my royalties are I'm happy with them off that book. So just not underpricing your books in the beginning is so key. You want to set them in the right price for that particular book. All right, now this one is I guess number 5, but this is something I just relearned this week and got reminded of it, and my wife even reminded me of this. She's like, hey, make sure you don't forget what you did this week in your 5 or things that you mistakes video that you're making. And this is not double checking my book once I've uploaded it to Amazon, not double checking it through the previewer, but then more importantly than that, not being the first person to purchase it. If I had just purchased, and so this was a book that I redid, or I added to it, re-uploaded it, and figured it was good because I figured I know what I'm doing now and should be all good. Re-uploaded it, threw it on free promotion, promoted the hell out of it, and about 4 days in, somebody messaged me and said, hey, I think there's something wrong with how your book's being formatted on the Kindle devices. I check it out, I download it, and it's just, it's a book with pictures, and it was done a little, the pictures were done a little differently, and we used some text boxes and stuff. So it was done a little differently than before, and I just thought it was gonna kind of upload the same. And people aren't complaining. What I did for damage control, I re-emailed my list. I just sent them the PDF version of the book. In the groups that I was promoting the book, I just threw on there, hey, apparently there's an issue with some of the formatting on some Kindle devices. Just email me or message me directly for the PDF version of the book. So I've done that, and then I put in the description on Amazon, hey, if you're having any issues with the formatting, just hit me up via email. Email's in the book, and I'll just send you a PDF copy, and I just threw that in there in the description. We've been working on it, and my wife was working on it for a few hours the other day, and it's just going to take probably a few more hours to get it all done properly, because we have to kind of redo all of the new pictures and whatnot. But yeah, I wish I knew this ahead of time, because I also had to add salt on the wound, so to speak. I had Amazon email out all my customers that it's a completely updated version as well. I haven't got the email yet, so hopefully they just haven't sent it out yet. But we're fighting the clock, because I don't want that email to go out before the now 3rd edition of this book is going to be up on Play. So I can guarantee you I will be downloading and purchasing every single one of my books as soon as they go live, just so I can do one final check of the book as basically a customer. So that is so key. So really, guys, those are some of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started my Kindle publishing journey. But it's like anything else. It's a business. It's a new experience, and the only way you truly learn is by messing up and making mistakes. So, hey, if you're making a few mistakes right now, if you haven't figured everything out yet, don't worry, you will. It's part of the process. I keep preaching on this. Courses are great, but I really learned the most by just trial and error, by doing things, seeing how they worked, doing something else, tweaking something, and seeing what type of results I got on that. That has been my key to success since I started. I really think for anyone running a business, just doing things and measuring the results and seeing what works best for you, because what works good for one person might not work good for another. So anyways, guys, thumbs up if any of those mistakes, if those were mistakes that will help you succeed by not making them, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate seeing those. Let me know in the comments, what were some of your biggest mistakes so far? Don't be shy. I've told you mine. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments. And you might even help somebody not make that one mistake by shouting it out in the comments here. So please share your knowledge. If you're new, nice to meet you. How's it going? Take a look around. Consider subscribing if you like what you see. Till next time, guys. Take care.